Hey guys, here to talk about Independence Day Resurgence. 5 writers. This movie had 5 fucking writers. And in the end, we got a boring sci-fi movie without any of the personality and charm of the original. 20 years. 20 fucking years. 5 fucking writers. And this is what we get from... Really? This is what we get? Jesus Christ. And it's funny, too, because when the ending credits showed up, like directed by Roland Emmerich, yeah, when that showed up, I looked at my friend and we talked about it. We're like, you know what? This movie wasn't really bad. It was boring, but it was not as bad as people said. Sure, it was a bit disappointing, but it's not a terrible movie. But then, with 10 seconds into the ending credits, then it said 5 fucking writers, starred by these 5 fucking writers, including the director. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? God damn this movie. 5 writers. Immediately I'm like, this is a piece of shit. Seriously. Oh, God. And that changes everything. The fact that you realize 5 fucking writers wrote this piece of shit. God. It should have been a lot better. 5 writers. I can't let that go. I really can't. I'm sorry if I'm ranting on that too much, but I just can't. Okay, so, and another problem with this movie, a big problem. Because Will Smith is not in it, they had to try to find replacements. So you would think that the son from the first movie, his son, would be a major character in this. Not really. Most of the screen time goes to Liam Hemsworth. He's not a good actor. He's not. I did not like him at all in any of his fucking movies so far. Seriously. Hunger Games. I liked everyone except fucking Gale, played by Liam Hemsworth. I even watched Paranoia. He's the worst thing about that fucking movie. And that was a piece of shit movie. But he's the worst. Yeah, Liam Hemsworth is just bad. He's fucking bad. The only time he's convincing to me as an actor is if he get stabbed in the chest by Jean-Claude Van Damme in Expendables 2. My God, he sucks. So yeah, he gets top billing. He gets fucking top billing over fucking Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman. Liam Hemsworth. He's boring. He's fucking bland. And you know what? The guy who plays Will Smith's son, he's not bad. His acting isn't bad, but his character's so boring. Seriously? Oh my God. But Liam Hemsworth, his acting was terrible. His character's fucking boring. And he's basically playing Will Smith's character. He's the Will Smith of this movie. Really, Roland Emmerich? You couldn't find anyone else. Or hell, make Will Smith's son the Will Smith of the fucking movie. Why couldn't you do that? Instead, we have to rely on this piece of shit who can't even fucking act. My God, he's so bad. The only thing he got, the only thing he's good for is just looking good and the fact that he's a Hemsworth. Hopefully, he impresses me in the future because, my God, so far he does not. He's just god-awful in everything I've seen him in so far. Ugh. It's sad that Chris Hemsworth has all the talent. I actually wanted him to be in this movie instead of Liam Hemsworth. Or anybody could have been picked besides Liam fucking Hemsworth. Oh, God. How were the original cast? Some of them are back. You got Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Judd Hirsch, Vivica A. Fox, and oh yeah, I gotta warn people. Spoilers. This movie will be this review will be filled with spoilers. Okay, mostly because I don't want anyone to see this piece of shit. But yeah. If you want the short review, it's a bad movie. If you love the original movie, you're not gonna like this one. The CGI alone is not worth it. The CGI is great. It is. But it has nothing on this movie. Hell, the original from 20 years ago had practical effects. They used miniatures and blew that shit up. And it looked real as fuck and is still effective today. The CGI in this looks good. It really does. But it doesn't mean shit. It has no impact, no effect. So many people fucking died in this movie, but you don't give a shit. It's just a pretty CGI explosion, but you don't give a shit about it. 20 fucking years, we finally get a sequel to one of my favorite movies of all time, and you fucked that up! Seriously, come on, guys. So yeah, from now on, spoilers. Okay, so what did I say? Oh yeah, the original cast. Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Vivica A. Fox, Judd Hirsch, Robert Loggia. I did not expect him to be back in this movie. I did not expect him to be back. It's only a cameo. I'm surprised he's still alive. Well, actually, no. He did die in real life. It's just that I didn't realize that they filmed his scene in the movie, and I was surprised by that. But he deserved to be in a much better movie than this. I was shocked to see him, and I was so happy to see him again. I was like, holy shit! Robert Loggia, the general from the first movie! He's still alive! Well, he's dead in real life, but still, it's great! But his cameo should have been used better. Oh, God. And we have Brent Spiner from the first movie, the one who plays the kooky doctor, the kooky scientist. And seriously, everyone thought that he freaking died in the first movie, but no, it turns out he's been in a coma for 20 fucking years. Seriously, he just woke up after 20 years. And he's like, oh shit, did we win the war? Well, to be honest, he did provide me with some of the best laughs in the movie, but seriously, he's like one of those characters you see in any Michael Bay movie who's supposed to be the comic relief and you know is annoying as fuck, and you should see his ass at a couple points, and yeah, he's that kind of character this time around. If you did not like him the first movie, you're not going to like him here. If you did like him in the first movie, you're probably not going to like him here. But he made me laugh a couple times in this movie, so I was okay with his character for the most part. And it turns out his character is gay? I could be wrong about that. I'm okay with that. It's just, it was never really brought up. I mean, I haven't seen the first movie since last year. It's usually a July 4th tradition for me, so probably there's something I missed. He has this relationship with his partner, who I thought was just his partner. I didn't think that he would have a loving relationship with this guy. I thought they just worked together, but no. I think they are actual partners, that they are in love with each other. And if that's it, then I'm kind of happy that this movie brought that up. It just seemed out of left field, though, so that's the thing. If his character is actually gay, then good for the movie, good for him actually. That's great. But or they're just very good partners. I don't know. So that's why I'm a bit confused by that. So yeah, you got the original cast, and it was nice to see them, especially Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman. I haven't seen Bill Pullman in movies lately, and Jeff Goldblum also. Vivica A. Fox, I know, did some terrible direct-to-DVD releases recently. So yeah, I don't watch hers. And Judd Hirsch, I haven't seen in a while also. And Brent Spiner, I think the last time I saw him in was Master of Disguise, where he plays the villain who farts almost every single scene. So yeah, that's all I've seen from these characters. So yeah, it was nice to see these guys back, especially Jeff Goldblum and Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman was great in this movie. Jeff Goldblum was great in this movie. Vivica A. Fox was unnecessary in this movie. Judd Hirsch was unnecessary in this movie, but he did provide some good laughs, so that's okay. And Brent Spiner was also unnecessary in this movie, but again, he provides some good laughs. But Vivica A. Fox, the way they treated her fucking character, she shouldn't have come back for this movie. Seriously, they should have written off her character to die, because you know what happens to her character? She dies. After, like, 4 minutes of screen time? Seriously? Seriously? Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get the writing of this. So, you wrote off Will Smith's character. He died in a training accident. I find that hard to fucking believe, that he died in a fucking training accident. That reminds me of Jaws for the Revenge, when it turns out that, I think the guy's name is Brody. I forgot the character's name, the one from the first movie, the cop or sheriff who shot down the shark, and shot down the shark again in Jaws 2. Apparently he died because of the fear of the shark. Seriously? This motherfucker killed the shark twice! Twice! And he's afraid of the shark in the end? Jesus. Same reaction I had with this. You have Will Smith, whose character not only just saved the world, but he performed some badass stunts and saved the world. And yeah, he survived an explosion. You're telling me he died in a fucking training accident? Fuck off. And I understand it's because that he didn't want to come back for the sequels. I get that. But couldn't you write something better than it's a fucking training accident? God. And Vivica A. Fox. It was great to see her at first, and she had like a couple sentences of dialogue with her son in the movie. And then after that, when the alien ship crashed down, she was trying to save this woman who just gave birth. So she led her up the roof, and they were about to get the last helicopter, but the last helicopter decided to flee at that moment. So it was her and the pregnant and the woman who just gave birth on top of this rooftop. And that's when Will Smith's son just happened to be around the area. He told the helicopters, listen, you have to go back. There's still 2 civilians on the building right there. So the helicopter went back, but I don't know why. I understand. You have to be gentle with the baby. I get that. But the woman, though, just push her into the fucking helicopter. Why does it take you like 30 seconds or a fucking minute to put her on a fucking helicopter? It's not like the helicopter's like above the roof and it's so hard to put her on there. No, it landed on the fucking roof. Just push her in, and then Vivica A. Fox, you just get your ass fucking in there. No, it takes too long, and then the building starts falling down, so Vivica A. Fox tries to grab onto the helicopter, she doesn't, and then she fucking falls down to her death. You know what I thought was gonna happen? I thought that Will Smith's son is going to be extremely cheesy, but also awesome. I thought he's going to save her in his fighter jet that's infused with alien technology. I thought he was going to save her by flying under her, catching her, putting her in the cockpit. That's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, you know what? It's a Roland Emmerich movie. I know that it's crazy, it's stupid, just like seeing John Cusack being able to run as fast as a fucking airplane just to catch up with the airplane during the wow, thunder. If you're able to hear that, sorry about that. But yeah, thunder outside. So yeah, that John Cusack was able to run as fast as a fucking airplane when they're trying to leave, shoot, what was that called? It was at Yellowstone National Park with the Old Faithful. It blew up. It became a volcano. Boom. So yeah, I thought it was going to be something like that. But no, she just fucking falls to her death. And I'm like, what's the point of bringing her back? What? I didn't know how to react. At first I felt sad, but then I felt fucking angry. I'm like, why did you bring her back? Seriously, 4 minutes of screen time and you just decide to kill her off like that? Fucking unbelievable. Judd Hirsch survived. I was shocked about the scene. He was on a boat. The alien ship was crashing down into the ocean, causing humongous tidal waves. Judd Hirsch's boat got caught in the tidal wave and was about to be crushed by another another ship, a freighter or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, the freighter was gonna crash down onto him, but it just cuts to black. So at that point, I'm like, okay, he died. He didn't. He survived that shit. I was shocked. You know, I made a friend, my friend and I joked about this during 2012, the movie 2012, that, is it Danny Glover? Shoot, I forgot his name. I think it is Danny Glover, yeah. He was the president of the United States, and he decided to stay in Washington, D.C. to try to help out the refugees, even though he knows he probably might die because of the tidal waves coming in. So yeah, I thought that I was gonna show him at the end of the movie, just swimming, say, hey, I'm still alive! I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen in that movie. But no, he just died. Same thing here. Vivica A. Fox just died. And that made me angry. I was like, why did you bring her here? But Judd Hirsch survived all that shit? Are you kidding me? Makes no goddamn sense. I gotta admit, though, this movie does have some good moments. It has some funny moments, too. You see the alien ship crashing down on Earth. And you see it coming closer to the White House. I was like, oh, come on! You're gonna destroy the White House again? But it didn't. It crashed right next to the White House. All it did was make a little dent in the roof of it. That made me fucking laugh my ass off. That was a good joke. I admit that. That was hilarious. I did not expect that. But here's the thing, though. You have this giant alien ship, right? That's much bigger than the ships in the first movie. Because in the first movie, I believe they're about the diameter is like the length of a city, each of the ships. But this one is just one giant alien ship that covers the Atlantic Ocean. It's so big that not only it covers the Atlantic Ocean, that it covers the eastern seaboard of the United States and the western seaboard of Europe and Africa. So yeah, it's humongous. It crashed down into Earth. Earth should have been extinct at that point. Mostly because it's a giant alien ship that covers the Atlantic Ocean. If a fucking meteor can do so much damage to the fucking Earth, are you telling me this alien ship doesn't? You know, and it has its own gravity field. It has its own gravity field. How does this not fuck up the Earth entirely? Seriously. China's destroyed. England's destroyed. London's destroyed. The Eastern Seaboard's again destroyed. But just that, everything else in the world is fine. And not just that, the aliens decide to drill a fucking hole into the Earth to reach the core so it could harvest the core and use its energy. Sounds original, right? But here's the thing. It drills a hole. I think they said it's about 5 miles long in diameter. I could be wrong, but think about that. 5 miles long in diameter, this giant fucking hole, and it's trying to drill into the Earth. The Earth is already fucked up at that point. Seriously, what? Even if the humans win, that hole's gonna be filled up because they even said, okay, we only have 1 minute until the fucking aliens drill into the core and we all fucking die. 1 fucking minute. And the aliens were drilling for about a day. So 1 fucking minute. Then the core would be breached. Okay, the humans defeated the aliens. The aliens stopped drilling the core. Okay? But what about that gigantic hole that they just fucking created? That's gotta be filled up with water, so something's gonna be fucked up anyway. And also, because it's gonna get filled up with water, and you're a minute away from the drilling into the core, shouldn't that also, like, kind of puncture the core in some way? I could be wrong. I'm not a physicist or a geologist. I don't know any of this shit. But come on, you're telling me that the Earth would still be okay after all this shit? No! The Earth should have been destroyed! Ugh. And I know what you're thinking. It's a dumb sci-fi movie. Why you're thinking about it too much? I'm sorry. This dumb sci-fi movie makes me think so much. I'm supposed to be entertained by all this shit. But I wasn't. I was fucking bored. I was fucking bored. If the movie doesn't focus on Jeff Goldblum or Bill Pullman, it focuses on Liam Hemsworth and Will Smith's son, and they're boring characters. Seriously, they're fucking boring. This movie also focuses on this Chinese actress, who's gorgeous, by the way, but again, she doesn't have that much screen time. You don't know much about her. She doesn't have much of a personality. She's fucking boring in the end. You don't give a shit about her. So what are you supposed to give a shit about? You gotta wait until Jeff Goldblum shows up. Seriously. God. Ugh. And you know, I really question a lot of things about this movie. The fact that this movie takes place in real time 20 years after the first movie. So, of course, they use all this alien technology to make better weapons, to make space rifles, basically similar to Starship Troopers, but these shoot out plasma lasers and all that stuff. So, yeah, the weapons are better. And sometimes you see gigantic stadiums that could fill up people, and some of these interesting looking sculptures and statues. Yeah, I get that. But you would think that they would have a better defense system than just increasing the rifles, because they have a giant space cannon on the moon. They set up satellites around the Earth, but there's no backup plan for them. Seriously, I mean, David Levison, played by Jeff Goldblum, he knows how to create these shields, but he doesn't really do that. they don't really implement the shields that much. You would think that places like the fucking White House or New York City or Shanghai or London, they would have some better shield system or something like that. But no, they don't. You would think that the buildings would be extremely modernized because they have alien technology. I mean, not modernized, look futuristic, look like Star Trek even, because they have this fucking alien technology they've been using for 20 fucking years. They know how to decipher and shit. But no, the buildings look the same. It's just normal buildings. There's no defense system on them, no lasers, no shields, no anything. So a regular fucking normal hospital that's like 5 stories high can be easily destroyed in an earthquake and stuff. I don't get the technology. And also, we have regular looking iPhones instead of like holograms and shit. Are you kidding me with that? And at one point, they all use regular looking handguns that shoot out just regular bullets. And it's not like space bullets or alien bullets or laser bullets or something like that. No, just regular fucking guns with regular bullets. I don't fucking get that. So yeah, 20 years. And this is what they come up with. Really. And they also didn't explain this, though, because in the first movie, they made a huge deal about the aliens using their shields. In this one, not really. You see the giant alien ship having a shield, and because it was trying to get rid of the asteroids in its way, so the asteroids don't affect the whole of the ship. But they don't really use the shields often in this movie. You see the little alien ships from the first movie, and you know they had shields at that time, but here, they easily get shot down quickly. I guess it's because we've been using their technology, so we would know better. But at the same time, they know about us using their technology, so they should know how to build a better firmware or something like that, a software update, better weapons, better shields or something like that. So yeah, the aliens are also fucking dumb in this. 20 fucking years. Ugh. Oh, God. Okay, what are the good things? Besides some of the actors. And the CGI does look gorgeous, but it doesn't mean shit in the end. Oh yeah, the alien queen. She was cool. She was fucking cool. I like the design of her. And the fact that she is still like a giant alien, but then she gets inside this alien suit that's just that is extremely big and powerful, and she has her own gun that she could use too. It's a giant fucking alien rifle gun. That was awesome. And the fact that she has her own shield, so if someone tries to blow her up, she can actually protect herself with a shield. That was cool. I like that idea. And Micah Monroe, the girl from It Follows, she was good in this. She plays Patricia Whitmore, the president's daughter from the first movie, and she is beautiful, but she is good. She's really good. Which is why I'm so disappointed in this movie. Why doesn't the movie focus on her? Seriously, she's a fighter pilot who decides to work as a secretary for the president, the now president, who's played by Celia Ward. So she's a fighter pilot, and she finally flies a plane in the final act of this movie. Just like her father. But I felt like the movie should have focused on her a lot. I mean, if you want to talk about female power and women not wanting men, then they should have done this. She was good in It Follows. She was the main actress. She was the main character, and she could hold her own. So why didn't you just do that for her here? You don't have to focus on Liam Hemsworth. She doesn't need a romance. She doesn't need a partner or anything. You could have just focused this movie on her. And if she does need a partner, let it be Will Smith's son. Because in this movie, they have a history together. They are best friends. He, she, and Liam Hemsworth. But the movie doesn't really focus on it that much. So that was pointless. But if you really want to have a partnership or friendship, then just her and him. Well, you know why? Because we know they were friends in the first movie when they finally met up with each other. They were young kids, and they know about their parents and the sacrifices their parents made and stuff. They can relate. You could have focused on that here, you fucking dumbasses! 20 fucking years and I could think better shit! Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. 20 fucking years. So yeah, she could have been the main character. But no, you decide to have Liam Hemsworth, who's a terrible Will Smith, Will Smith replacement. And his friend, who's a terrible Harry Connick Jr. replacement, but to be honest, he's a better actor than Liam Hemsworth. I kind of wish that he was Liam Hemsworth's character. Seriously. Sure, he was fucking annoying in this movie, but at least he knows how to deliver his fucking lines. God. Or just don't have Will Smith's son in this. Just, they retire and they just move away. That's it. Just focus on Patricia Whitmore. Or hell, how about Randy Quaid's kids from the first movie? Apparently, the son is still acting. Yeah, the guy who played the son is still acting. He looks exactly the same. Why isn't he in this movie? That he wants revenge because the aliens killed his father. His father sacrificed himself to save us. You could have that guy come back. And he'd be the one who wants revenge. He'd be the one who sacrifices himself to save us. That would have been an amazing arc. Seriously, what happened to Randy Quaid's kids? They're not important? Are they dead because of this invasion? Did they kill themselves, commit suicide? Whoa, we don't know anything about them. You brought everyone else back. You brought Brent Spiner back, but not even Randy Quaid's kids? What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously. And I know people are like, wait, you liked Randy Quaid from the first movie? God, he was god-awful. I did. I really did. Sure, he's that stereotypical redneck who ends up saving the day, but you know what? He made me laugh. I cared. His sacrifice was awesome. I liked it. Up yours! My God, the more I talk about this movie, the more I realize how much I really fucking hate it. Yeah, I really want to give this movie a pass at certain moments, but I just can't. And also, it's like you have these 5 writers, but I feel like they just watched all of Roland Emmerich's movies and put the tropes in them. If you guys are pissed off at Godzilla, Roland Emmerich's 1998 Godzilla, especially the part where Godzilla was chasing down a taxi, you're going to be pissed off here because the fucking giant alien queen decides to chase down the bus that Jeff Goldblum and his father just happens to be in. Seriously, this giant alien monster is chasing down a fucking school bus filled with kids, Jeff Goldblum and his father. They're driving like 60 miles per hour on this fucking desert. Seriously, and this alien queen cannot stop them. They can't destroy them. So the fighter pilots are trying to distract the alien queen just so the alien queen doesn't harm the bus. That's basically 1998 Godzilla's final act. I like Roland Emmerich movies. I do. I thought Universal Soldier was stupid but fun. Stargate was fun. Independence Day was great. 1998 Godzilla I did like. Sure was stupid, but I did like. The Patriot with Mel Gibson. I thought that was his best movie. Seriously, I thought that was Roland Emmerich's best movie. I really loved it. 2012, great movie. I liked it. Stupid as fuck, way too goddamn long, but I love the special effects. I cared, and the actors made me like the movie. So yeah, 2012 I thought was fun. Day After Tomorrow was incredibly stupid, mostly boring, but has some of the best visuals, and the disaster looks cool, and also everyone parodied that scene where the Cold is chasing Jake Gyllenhaal and the team. 10,000 BC was fucking boring. Anonymous I didn't see fully, so I couldn't tell you about that. So yeah, I do like most of Roland Emmerich's filmography. This one was a huge disappointment because it's a sequel to a movie from 20 years ago that I understand that the critics did not like, but it was just a good, fun time. It's an actual summer blockbuster. It defined summer blockbusters. Every movie parodied this. But this movie is like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a badly copied Independence Day ripoff. So yeah, that's how I felt about. Oh, I forgot to say the best part about this movie. The best character. This African warlord who kills aliens with fucking machetes. Oh my god, he was so fucking cool. Why doesn't this movie have more scenes of him? Oh, it's such a disappointment. This guy was so awesome. He kills aliens with fucking machetes. Yes, on paper it sounds fucking stupid, but when you see it on screen, it's so fucking cool. God! So yeah, that's how I feel about Independence Day Resurgence. It's fucking dumb, fucking boring. CGI was good, but it doesn't have the same impact the first one does. And if you don't care about the characters dying, then what's the point of this? Oh! I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about Bill Pullman's fucking death. Bill Pullman's speech was not as good as the first movie, but you know what? It's Bill Pullman. He's great in this. So, when he decides to sacrifice himself, it reminds me of Randy Quaid's sacrifice in the first movie. So I was like, okay, so Bill Pullman's doing the exact same thing. He's gonna destroy the alien ship, which has the alien queen. Okay. He blows himself up. The ship is destroyed. Guess what? His death was fucking meaningless. Because the alien queen has her own shield. Yeah, that was just pointless. Usually I would say the movie had balls, but this one just made me feel sad and angry. I mean, Bill Pullman's character sacrificed himself to save the world, but it meant shit. What's the sequel gonna have? Like, they're gonna say, he sacrificed himself to save the world? No, his sacrifice meant shit. He did not destroy the alien queen like he wanted. Did he know about the shield? No, no one did. Fuck off with that. And, oh yeah, this movie did a sequel bait in the end, where, it turns out they found this, giant ball that's, Eve from, WALL-E, but it's just a giant ball, and it does hologram shit and stuff like that. So it actually reminds me more of, what was that movie called? The one with Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman. I have the movie too. I totally forgot. It's from the same director of Tron Legacy. And I like this movie. I totally forgot what it was. Anyway, so it reminds me of those kind of robots. So yeah, it turns out that this robot is a friendly robot who knows how to destroy these aliens, but it's the last one of its kind. So now, because it survived, it knows how to create these weapons for the humans, so the humans can go into outer space and go into the aliens' homeworld and destroy them once and for all. That's what's the third movie gonna be about, the third and final movie. So when I heard Independence Day Resurgence was actually going to be Independence Day 2 Part 1, I thought that, okay, next year we're going to see the final part to this. But no, I think it's going to take a while, to be honest. Mostly because this movie did not do good in the box office. So yeah, this movie did a sequel bait. They're saying, okay, since we killed the alien queen, now we have the technology to actually go into space and bring the fight to them. And we're going to kick some serious alien ass. That's what Brent Spiner's character said. And also, if you've seen the trailers and you saw that part, that's the last shot of the movie. Seriously, that's the last shot of the movie. Thanks a lot for doing that, fucking 20th Century Fox. Ugh. Now it's raining a lot in the back. Sorry about that. And, oh yeah, there was another part that did make me laugh, though. Jeff, it took place in the moon, and there was this giant, the same ball that just came through the wormhole. And Jeff Goldblum is telling the president, listen, do not shoot at this. We don't even know that if it's hostile or friendly. If it is friendly, then we were making a big mistake. So the president was advised by the council that they have to destroy it because it could be hostile, and they don't want to make the wrong decisions and stuff. So they're like, you know what, shoot it down. So they shot it down. And it turned out it was that giant ball I was talking about, this giant white ball that's actually a friend of the humans and wants to help the humans. So they shot that fucking thing down. So technically, it's the humans' fault that they tried to destroy the only help they could ever get. And they could have stopped this whole fucking invasion, but no, they let the invasion happen. That made me fucking laugh. So yeah, it's Celia Ward's fault as president that she advised them to shoot down this friendly robot that was trying to help them. I'm not sure if there's some political commentary in there or something like that, but that part made me laugh. Oh my god. Oh god. And you know what's funny? We probably might do that as a species. We will probably fuck ourselves in the ass. So yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's how I felt about Independence Day Resurgence. How long was this part? It's about 35 minutes review. I'm sorry about that, guys. And I'm sweating all over because it's hot. If I turn on the fan, it will be too loud. So yeah, it's freaking hot outside. It's raining out there. And it's summertime. It's like 90 fucking degrees. Anyway, so that's how I feel about Independence Day Resurgence. Do not waste your money on this. It's so bad. It's boring as fuck. You don't care about the characters. There's no Will Smith. There's a Will Smith replacement in Liam Hemsworth, but if you didn't like this guy, then you will not like him here. Not much Jeff Goldblum. Not much Bill Pullman. Vivica A. Fox was shouldn't have been back. Roger Loggia. Sorry, shit, I'm screwing up his name. The general from the first movie. He's here for a cameo. I'm happy they have him here, but at the same time, it should have been better used. This movie was a disgrace. If you've seen this movie, write down in the comments below, how do you feel about this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please click the like button. And, whew, I'll see you next time. Peace.